Okay. So, good afternoon, all. As we know, we are considering the unit number 1, which is related to the mechanics of metal cutting operation. And we are conducting this particular lecture for in a combined mode for third year A division as well as third year B division also. Okay. So whatever the parts which is almost commonly covered for this particular both the divisions, so which you already know. Okay. And as we know in the for the A division, what we discussed during the last lecture, so just we want to discuss those particular the point first. So in that last lecture, we discussed about the what exactly the process of formation of the chip, then what are the different types of the chips are there, then how the chip thickness ratio plays an important role, what is the contribution of the chip breakers when the different kinds of the chips which are normally formed. Okay, so just my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So as we know in the last lecture, we discussed more about whatever the type of the chip formation process entirely. So in that, what are the basic terminology which is involved in that particular the chip formation process. So we discussed more about the chip formation process by considering an example of the shaping operation. So in that, we discuss about what is the role of the shear plane, how the shear deformation zone that is taking place during the chip formation process, and apart from that also what are the different types of the chips which normally form, taking into consideration the different shape, size and the colors. Okay, so there are mainly the 5 important parameters which are known. So on the basis of that, different kinds of the chips which normally we can observe. So first one is what kind of the cutting process is there, whether it is a continuous process or the intermediate cutting process. Then the second one is what kind of the nature of the work material, which might be which may be ductile in the nature or brittle in the nature. Apart from that, what is the cutting tool geometry? It means what are the different types of the angles which are involved in that single point cutting tool geometry. Apart from that, the velocity of the cutting, feed and depth of cut at the different level, low, medium and high. Apart from that also, important one is the cutting fluid. What kind of the cutting fluid we are using, and what kind of the method of application of the cutting fluid which is to be there. So these are the 5 important parameters we must know whenever we are going to consider the different types of the chips which normally form during the machining process. Okay, so as we know, again in the last lecture we discussed more about whatever the types of the chips are there. So this is the segmented type of the chips, and what are the parameters which are responsible for the formation of such kind of the chips. So figure which is shown in figure A on right hand side of the slide number 58, and whatever the details which are there, means what are the different parameters which are responsible for formation of the segmented type chips, so which are mentioned on the left hand side of your screen. Okay, so this is what we already discussed for the segmented type chips. Then continuous chip. Okay, continuous chip with the built up edge, and then the serrated type of the chips. Okay, this is what is the one of the example we have seen in the last lecture when we are performing a simple turning operation on the lathe machine. So whatever the kinds of the different chips which are normally formed. Okay, so this is what is the one of the example. Okay, then also we discussed in the last lecture more about the chip thickness ratio. So it is denoted by an letter R, small r. It is a ratio of thickness of chip prior to the formation, means T0 divided by chip thickness after the separation, that is the TC. Okay, so R is equal to T0 by TC. That is what is the chip thickness ratio. Just taking into consideration this particular the diagram. So it will be easy to understand what is exactly meaning of T0 and TC, and what exactly is the R is there. So W, as we know, it is the width of the workpiece material, which is we are considering before the machining of the that workpiece. Okay. So again, as we know, once we calculate the chip thickness ratio, it is helpful in solving the numericals, basically in the machining time calculation. So one must understand this particular the formula R is equal to T0 by TC. If the value of the R is given, then it is no need to calculate. If it is not given, then whatever the depth of cut and whatever the initial dimensions, so that is we are going to consider, and after that it will be easy to calculate the chip thickness ratio. Now, apart from that also, we learn in the last lecture more about the chip breakers. Okay. So what is the role of the chip breakers? What is the function of the chip breakers, and what are the type of the chip breakers? Okay. So normally we know, as we discuss the role of the chip breaker or the function of the chip breaker. So whatever the kind of the chip which is formed by considering the different types of the working conditions, such as the speed, feed, depth of cut, then use of the cutting fluid. Okay, all these parameters are there. Okay, so as we know, when we are considering, there is a different types of the chip formation that is taking place. Okay, so unless and until, if suppose whatever the kind of the nature of the chip which is formed, if suppose it is not it is not converted into the a small number of the pieces. Okay, so it may create the problem for the tool material as well as for the workpiece material also. So for that particular case, we need to consider these chip breakers. Okay, so if we consider this the current slide number 66, so in that it is shown that there are the 4 different types of the chip breakers are there. Figure A, I think a slide is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So as we know, when we are considering this, the 4 different types of the chip breakers are there. So first one is the groove type, second one is the step type, third one is the secondary red type, and last one, number 4, is the clamp type chip breaker, which is we are using to break down the chip into the small number of the pieces, so that it will not create the any kind of the effect on the tool material as well as on the workpiece material. Okay, so when we break down the chips into the small number of the pieces, so definitely the friction between the cutting edge of the tool as well as the workpiece material is reduced, and also it helps to reduce the whatever the amount of the temperature which is rising due to the continuous chip which is in contact with the tool material and the workpiece material. Okay, so this is again the one of the example of the chip breaker which is shown in this particular the slide number 67. Okay, so as we know, when we are going to consider this particular the different types of the parameters while considering the formation of the chips. Okay, so last and important point which is there, that is what is the cutting fluid, type of cutting fluid and the method of application of the cutting fluid. Okay, so this is the important part so far as when we are going to consider the metal cutting mechanism. So what is the role of that particular the cutting fluid? Okay, so as we normally know, whatever the kind of the purpose or the functions, or we can say that the applications for which the cutting fluid is used. Okay, so definitely whatever the we just discussed about the chip breakers. Okay, so if the cutting fluid is used during the machining process, whether it is a single point machining, whether it is a single point cutting tool is there or the multi-point cutting tool is there, so definitely whatever the kind of the surface finish which we are getting, so that is an excellent one. Definitely there is a minimum amount of the friction that will be there, so that is again leads to an minimum amount of the temperature as well as the heat generation is there between the tool and the workpiece material. Okay, so that for that purpose, as we know, we are going to use the cutting fluid. Again, as we know, once the basic purpose of the cutting fluids, which is normally we are going to use, apart from that also, we have to check that whether that the particular type of the cutting fluid is appropriate as per the workpiece material and the tool material also. Okay, so that part is definitely there. So we will discuss later on. But basically, one must know what is the basic purpose of for which we are using, or why the cutting fluid which is to be required. Okay, so as we know, cooling of the job and the tool to reduce the whatever the effect due to the rise in the friction as well as the temperature. So whatever it will definitely use for reducing the temperature as well as the friction. Then again, as we know, the lubrication at the chip tool interface and the tool flanks reduces the cutting forces as well as the frictions. So thus finally the amount of the heat generation which is to be there. Then third and important one, again, whatever that particular the chip which is to be formed during the machining operation. So we have to remove that particular the chip from that particular the cutting zone, means between the cutting edge of the single point cutting tool or the multi-point cutting tool and the workpiece material. Okay, so cleaning the machining zone by washing away the chips, particles, debris which is there if present, then whatever it may create the problem to the surface finish which is to be there. Okay, then apart from that also, whatever the kinds of the chips which is to be there in a small pieces, so that definitely we are going to remove with the help of this cutting fluids. So these are the basic functions or the purpose for which we are considering the use of the cutting fluid. Okay, so normally, as we know, whenever we are going to consider this particular the type of the cutting fluid, okay, so taking into consideration the nature of the workpiece material and the tool material. Okay, so as we know, proper and appropriate type of the cutting fluid plays an important role. Cutting fluid, or we may call it as a coolant also, correct? Because it is used for the removal and to minimize the friction. Okay, so it is mentioned here on this current slide number 69. However, the main aim of the application of the cutting fluid to improve the machinability through the reduction of the cutting forces and the temperature, improvement by the surface integrity, and enhancement of the tool life. Okay, so that is what is the main aim for which the cutting fluid that is being used. Okay, so it is mentioned that the main aim of the application of the cutting fluid is to improve the machinability. Okay, so anyone knows what exactly the machinability means, or what is the definition of the machinability? Deepak Patil.
Sorry, sir, don't know exact definition.
But whatever, what exactly you know from the term machinability?
Sir, it is ability where a tool can give a desired shape according to our necessity.
Yes, correct, Shlos. Again, anyone would like to add whatever the Deepak and the Shlok which is pointed out about the machinability? Aniket? Aniket? Mrudula? Now see, this is the term machinability. Okay, when we separate out together this particular the term machinability, machine and ability. Okay, so we can simply define the machinability is nothing but it is an ability of the workpiece material to get machined into the required shape. So that is what is the simple definition of the machinability means. Okay, so that's why it is mentioned here, whatever the cutting fluids which we are using, so main aim is to improve the machinability. Now, while considering this particular the machinability, so we know what are the different types of the material which we are going to use for converting the raw material into the finished product. Okay, so for that particular case also, we know the machinability of the different category of the materials also. Okay, so to improve the machinability again, for which we can recommend as well as suggest to use the cutting fluid. Also, whatever the kind of the reduction as well as reduction in the friction as well as the temperature, that is again the one of the important parameter for which we can suggest that to use this particular the cutting fluid. And also whatever the kind of the other parameter which is speed, feed, depth of cut and the tool life or the tool material. So as we know, the tool which is manufactured from the harder material. Okay, so once we know the nature of the workpiece material, so according to that we have to select the appropriate tool which is prepared so that it will be harder than the cutting tool material, sorry, which is harder than the workpiece material. Unless and until the tool material is not in a what we can say that harder, so it will not possible to perform the machining operation. Okay, so these are what finally summarize the whatever the kinds of the functions or the purpose for which we are using this particular the cutting fluid. So that is mentioned here. Okay, then apart from that also, as we know, whenever we are going to select the any kind of the cutting fluid, so whatever the kinds of the properties that tool must that cutting fluid must have. Okay, so as we know, whatever the essential properties for the cutting fluids which are also there, so to enable the cutting fluid fulfill its functional requirement without harming the machine, fixture, tool and the workpiece system and the operators, the cutting fluid should possess the following properties. So it is clearly mentioned that if you just check for the current slide number 69, so it is mentioned there what exactly the kind of the different properties from the cutting fluids which we are expecting. So while selecting a particular type of the cutting fluid, so it will not damage to the machine. It will not damage or any kind of the reaction that is taking place with the tool material as well as workpiece material. And if suppose we are using the fixture also, so it will be again there. And same time, it will not damage or it will not create any kind of the harm to the operator also. Okay, so as we know, when we are considering this particular the essential properties of the cutting fluid, so taking into consideration the different points, so we will let you know what kind of the properties which we are looking for. Okay, so please wait 1 minute. So as we normally know, what exactly the purpose for which that particular the cutting fluid we are using. So it is mentioned that for the cooling. Okay, so on your screen it is mentioned that for the cooling. Then what exactly is the specific high specific heat, then thermal conductivity and the film coefficient of the heat transfer, along with the whatever the spreading and wetting ability. Along with that, there are the other purpose are also there. But whenever we are considering for the cooling, so these are the two properties that must be there when we are selecting an appropriate type of the cutting fluid. Similarly, when we are considering for the lubrication purpose, so one must know what exactly the kind of the properties which are there in that particular the cutting fluid. Okay, so high lubricity without gumming and the foaming phenomena. Then wetting and spreading is also there, and third one is the high film boiling point, which is also there. Okay, now see, taking into consideration the purpose and the nature of the workpiece material, so we have to look for the different kind of the characteristics or the properties. Okay, so whenever that particular the tool we are going to select. Then one more point which is to be there, that is the friction reduction at the extreme pressure and the temperature. That is also the third point for which we are considering the different types of the properties. So as we know, when we are considering these are the some of the important properties or the characteristics from that particular the cutting fluid which is we want to select for the machining purpose. So apart from that also, what are the different types of the cutting fluids and their applications are there? Okay, so that we must know. Okay, so generally, as we know, the cutting fluids which is employed between the tool, which might be the single point cutting tool or the multi-point cutting tool, as well as whatever the workpiece material or the tooling material which is to be there. I think I am audible to everyone. Himanshu?
Yes, sir, continue.
Yes, okay. Thank you. So as we know, this is what exactly the kind of the category, or we can say that the classification of the cutting fluid which is to be there. And same time, we must know again the application also. Okay. So when we are considering this particular the cutting fluid, okay. So it is normally used in the air blast or the compress air only. So machining of the some material like gray cast iron become inconvenient and difficult, or we can say that it is difficult. So if such cutting fluid which is employed in liquid form, okay. So that is what is the one of the kind of the where we can use this particular the cutting fluid, that is the air blast or the compress air. As we know, there are the different kinds of the cutting fluids are there. Okay. So we are going to categorize this. So this is the first one, air blast or the compress air, that is only used when the material like a gray cast iron, which is having an different kind of the chemical composition as well as the chemical characteristics also. So taking into consideration by conventional machining process, so it becomes very difficult to perform the machining operation like material is a gray cast iron. So in that particular case, if we recommend and use whatever the compress air, so it becomes an machining or whatever the kind of the operation which you are looking for that, so it becomes an easier one. So apart from that, if we again consider the second one is solid or the semi-solid lubricant which is to be there. So normally, as we know, we may select the particular kind of the cutting fluid or the coolant, taking into consideration of the material, means the tool material as well as the workpiece material. So we are expecting that there is no any kind of the chemical reaction between the tool material as well as the whatever the coolant or the cutting fluid. Similarly, there is no any kind of the chemical reaction with the chips which is formed during the machining operation as well as on the any of the part of the workpiece material or on the part of the machine components. Okay. So solid or the semi-solid lubricants we may select in the different form as it is mentioned here, in the form of the paste, in the form of the waxes, soap, then graphite, and other than that also it is used in the different format like solid and the semi-solid lubricants. Okay, but whatever that particular the aim is the same, the means to reduce the friction, to minimize the temperature, and to reduce the whatever the tool wear which is to be there. Apart from that, the fourth category of the cutting fluid which is using as a water. Okay, so most of you know that whenever we are performing the machining operation, taking into consideration the workpiece material chemical composition, so we are using what is the water is the another type of the cutting fluid. So for it's a good wetting and spreading properties and very high specific heat, water is considered as a best coolant, and hence it is employed where the cooling is most urgent. If suppose any of the coolant which is not supposed there, and if we want to perform the machining operation, so in the absence of the that particular kind of the cutting fluid or the lubricant, so we may use the water also. Okay. Then fourth one and the important one is the soluble oil. As we know, as if suppose the specific kind of the soluble oil which is recommended by taking into consideration the different parameters like tool material and the workpiece material, and what kind of the machining process which we are going to consider, whether it is a orthogonal cutting process or the oblique cutting process. So according to that also we may select the soluble oil as another category of the cutting fluid. So as we know, whatever when we consider this particular the oil which containing, and again the different kinds of the emulsifying agents and the other elements like additives, which is when we combine together, so that we can consider as a soluble oil. Okay. So it is a very commonly and widely used in the machining and the grinding process. So whatever these the types of the cutting fluids which we are considering, so that is useful for the when we are performing the machining operation on the single point cutting tool as well as for the multi-point cutting tool also. Okay. Then next one is the fifth number is the cutting oil, normally which is and compounds of the mineral oil, which is again the desired different kinds of the vegetables and the different kinds of the oils which are added into that, so as to improve the whatever the wetting and the lubricating and the spreading properties. So the cutting fluids also which is to be there. Okay. So next one again we are going to use the sixth one is the chemical fluids. Okay. So these chemicals cutting fluids which is what we can consider they are occasionally used as a fluids which are water based, and where the some of the organic and the inorganic materials are dissolved into the water. Okay. So as to enable the whatever the cutting fluid action. So when we are going to use this particular the cutting fluids, so there are the two main categories which are there. First one is the chemically inactive type and second one is the active type. So when again taking into consideration what exactly the kind of the workpiece material and the tool material which is to be there. So chemically inactive type that is used when high cooling and the anti-rusting and the wetting, but the less lubricating kind of the properties is there when we are going to select a particular type of the chemically active type of the chemical fluids. Okay. So when the second case which we are using in that the chemical fluid, so moderate cooling and the lubricating we are expecting from the active or the surface type of the chemical fluid. Then next one is the seventh one. It is a cryogenic cutting fluid, extremely cold, as we know, extremely cold fluids like liquid CO2 or N2 are used in some special cases for the effective cooling without creating much environmental pollution and the health hazard. So as we know, normally whenever we are going to consider this selecting any kind of the cutting fluids, just we have seen from 1 to 7. Okay. So there is a no any kind of the effect on the, as we seen, on the operator as well as on the tool material or on the chip as well as on the workpiece material or on the fixture or on the machine parts. And similarly we are expecting that whatever the environmental pollution and the health hazard is also there. Okay. So once we know that where exactly we are going to use the cutting fluid, so according to that, whatever the desired properties which has one must be checked before going to select and recommend the appropriate type of the cutting fluid or the coolant. Okay, so 5 important properties which are must there. And after that also we can check for the whatever the different kinds of the alternatives fluids which are available as a cutting fluid. Okay, so anyone again would like to consider what exactly the one more important parameter which is to be there. So being as a mechanical engineer or just to consider while selecting this particular the type of the cutting fluid. So apart from that 5, one more important point which is to be there. So can anyone would like to just mention, or you can elaborate that particular the point? DSC students, diploma students, or anyone would like to just know about whatever the important points or the factors one must know whenever we are going to consider these particular selection of the cutting fluid. Himanshu, do you have any idea what are the most
Sir,
important?
heat dissipating property is the main
Okay.
in selecting cutting fluids.
Yes, correct. That is there. Again, apart from that, anyone would like to add whatever the slope is said? Himanshu, Aniket, Rutuja, Deepak.
Yes, sir.
What is the important point or the factor which we consider, must be considered whenever we are going to select the cutting fluid? Okay.
Sir, also like maybe the material on which we are going to cut.
Yes, again and again, that is definitely there. Apart from that also, if suppose you have say to perform a machining operation on the lathe machine, just a simple turning operation, and we know the nature of the tool material and the workpiece material. Workpiece material is a ductile in the nature, okay, and tool material is harder than that the ductile material, okay. So suppose we have to select a particular kind of the cutting fluid or the coolant. So as we know, it is mentioned that we are going to check what exactly the kind of these parameters which are mentioned here. Just before that, where it is, chip formation, chip breakers, chip formation. Just wait for 1 minute. Okay, so these are the what the basic purpose or the functions we know. Okay, so when we are going to use this particular kind of the different types of the cutting fluid. But one more important point which is to be there. So whatever the different kinds of the alternatives which is available with us. Okay, so definitely we have to check whatever the mention points which are there in the slides. But apart from that is also we have to check for the cost also. Okay, so whatever the different types of the means the alternatives which are available with us, so we have to select from that alternatives cutting fluids which will be an optimum cost. And while selecting, not only basis on is the minimum cost, we can say that, but same times whether whatever these different factors which we consider, so whether that is we are going to select that particular kind of the cutting fluid is able to work on that particular the different factors. So cost is again the one of the important factor while selecting this particular the kind of the cutting fluids. Okay, so as we know, there are the 7 different types of the cutting fluids are there. We know what are the kinds of the again the properties that particular the cutting fluid which is we are going to select. What are the other parameters are also there, so that again we are going to consider while selecting the cutting fluid. Apart from that also, apart from that is the cost is the main and important parameter while selecting this particular the type of the coolant or the cutting fluid. Okay, so if you have any doubt in this particular the point which we discuss just as a cutting fluid or the coolant, their function, purpose, and application. So please let me know, or otherwise we will try to discuss the next important part, which is again and related to the machining conditions. Okay, so any doubt to anybody or any query regarding this particular the coolant or the whatever the cutting fluid which are there? Amit Gaikwad.
No, sir.
Okay. Amol Chaugule. Mrunal Khare. Any doubt or any problem to anybody?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is what the one of the important part which is to be there when we are considering this phenomena, particularly the mechanics of the metal cutting. Okay. So as we know, whenever we are going to select a particular kind of the appropriate type of the cutting fluid or the coolant which is to be there. Okay. So now next point, which is again an important one, whatever the different kinds of the process parameters and their effect on the machining. So as we know, we already discussed and Vede sir already elaborate that particular the different kinds of the process parameter, such as the speed is there, speed is there, depth of cut is there, then machining time is there, then apart from that the shear plane angle is also there, then tool is there, then tool life is also there. Okay. So these are the so many important process parameters during the process of the metal cutting or in the metal machining process. Okay. So when we consider this particular, the process parameters, so definitely they contribute on the final machining. Means whatever the kind of the machine surface which you are getting, which may be a rough or the finish, semi-finish or the final finish, like a glossy, like we can consider as a glass type of the structure on the final finish component. So this is what exactly the output of the different kinds of the process parameter and their effect. Okay, so for that particular case, as we know, whenever we are going to calculate the machining time also, whenever we want to calculate the power also, so we need to consider these are the different kinds of the process parameter. Okay, so if we consider again the current slide number 75, so it is mentioned that the shear plane angle, which is denoted by an phi. Okay. So taking into consideration the whatever the geometric parameter of a single point cutting tool or a multi-point cutting tool, so we can calculate easily the shear plane angle by using the formula tan phi is equal to ratio of r into cos of alpha divided by 1 minus r into sine of angle alpha. So as we know, phi is the shear plane angle, r is the chip thickness ratio, that is the small r, and alpha is the rake angle. Okay, so this is what is the one of the important formula or important parameter we know whenever we are going to perform the machining operation. That is what is the shear plane angle, and we have seen that particular where exactly the shear plane angle which is to be there as when we are considering the chip formation process. So just I will again show you that where exactly this particular the position of the angle which is there. Okay, so you can consider here. If you consider this figure A on your right hand side, okay, it is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So when we consider it is on the right hand side, so as we know, this is the tool and cutting edge which is to be there, and this is the chip which is flowing along the face of this. Okay, and this is the workpiece material. So whatever this particular the plane as we know, okay, so that is the shear plane, and this angle is known as a shear plane angle. That is what we just discussed about that, what exactly the formula to calculate this shear plane angle tan phi is equal to ratio of r into cos of angle alpha divided by 1 minus r into sine of that angle alpha. Apart from that also, one must know the shear strain, which is again an important process parameter while considering or calculating the machining. So we can easily calculate by using the formula or by considering that particular it is equal to tan of into bracket phi minus alpha plus cot of phi, where shear strain, which is denoted by an letter, what is that gamma is there, and phi is we can consider as a shear plane angle, and alpha is the rake angle of the cutting tool. So that is what is the shear strain. Again, it plays an important role when we are considering the machining operation. Okay, so this is what is the case figure 21.7 that is a show, and basically the three diagrams are there. Chip formation, which is shown by the figure A. Then B shows what exactly the magnitude of the strain material which is to be there, and C, figure C, shows the shear strain triangle which is used to derive the strain equation. This is the, as we know, normally when we are performing the machining operation, during that the chip formation which is taking place. So for that particular case, the role of the shear strain which is to be there. Then next important point again, when we are considering the machining, so what are the different kinds of the forces which is normally acting on the chip? Okay, so we know basically, as we know, the tool material, as the tool is advances against the workpiece and the material is removed from the chip. Okay, whatever the depth of cut which is selected one. Okay, so same time when we are when there is a formation of the chip that is taking place, so there are the forces which is normally acting on the chip which is also there. Okay, so first force which is normally acting on the chip, which is mentioned here, that is the friction force and normal force to the friction. As if we consider this particular the diagram which is present on the slide 78. Okay, so F, capital F, it is shown here. Okay, that is the friction force, and normal force to the friction, this one, N. Okay, and this is what is the resultant force R which is to be there. Okay, so when we are considering the chip formation in an orthogonal cutting process, okay, so friction force F, then N is the normal force to the friction, and shear force Fs as well as normal to the shear force Fn, so that are acting on the chip. So if we are considering from the cutting tool side, so we are getting F and N, and finally the resultant is the R. So when we are considering from the workpiece side, so we are getting this Fs and Fn, shear force and normal force to the shear force Fn. Similarly, again the R dash is also there. So this is the again the whatever the kinds of the forces normally acting on the chip, we must know. Then apart from that also it is mentioned, as we know, the R and the R dash, that is the resultant force we are going to consider in that particular diagram. Okay, so this is what is the point. Again, one more important point which is plays an important role, that is the coefficient of friction. So if when we perform the machining operation, so definitely by using the cutting fluid or the coolant, or instead of that also. Okay, so as we know, there are the whatever the kind of the surface finish which you are getting, so friction plays an important role in the cutting operation, whether it is a single point cutting tool or the multi-point cutting tool which is to be there. Okay, so coefficient of friction, as we know, between the tool and the chip, which is denoted by mu, is equal to F by N. Okay, so again the friction angle related to that particular the coefficient of friction is given by mu into tan of angle beta. Again, the shear stress, as we normally know, we already discussed this particular the point at the very initial during the chip formation process. Also, we discussed this particular the chip shear stress formula along the shear plane, that is the ratio of Fs to the As, where As is the area of the shear plane, and that can be easily calculated with the help of a ratio of T0 into W divided by sine of angle phi. Okay, so shear stress, which is again equal to the shear strength of the work material during the cutting process. Okay, so these are the what we can consider the points which are related to the shear stress, coefficient of friction, resultant force, forces acting on the chip, okay, shear strain, and the shear plane angle. Okay, so these are the some important points which is there that we can consider apart from the speed, feed, depth of cut, and the tool and the tool life. Okay, so which plays an important role in the machining process, and we are going to consider this particular the important process parameters are also there. Okay, so in the next part we'll try to discuss more about in the next lecture about the merchant's force circle analysis, and how the forces and the different kinds of the power consumption and the energies which is calculated with the help of this merchant force circle analysis. Okay, so if you have any query regarding the any of the point related to the unit number 1 right now, whatever the we discuss, so please let me know, then we can discuss. Any doubt so far as the unit 1 is concerned? So only the point which is left: merchant force circle analysis, then forces and energy calculation, then power consumption and material removal rate. MRR stands for material removal rate, and the effects of cutting variable on the forces. Okay, so rest of the part which is related to the machinability concept, then factors affecting machinability index, tool life equation, Taylor's tool life equation, tool wear and its type, and the factors affecting the tool life. So that already discussed. Okay, but still if you have any query, so what is mean by tool life? Anyone please define the tool life. Yuvraj Kamble, sorry, Yuvraj Lomte. Yuvraj, are you there? I am audible. Yuvraj?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, can you define the what is mean by tool life?
It can be a duration which it can stand.
Correct. Anyone? Vaibhav Kamble. Yes. Tool life, we can say that it is a simple definition. We can say that the time elapsed between two successive grinding of the tool. That is what is the tool life. Okay. Time elapsed between two successive grinding of the tool. What is that particular the duration is there? So that is known as a tool life. Okay. So tool life we can consider in terms of say minutes, in terms of hours, and in terms of days also. But while considering this particular the tool life in this particular the unit, so one must know how much that the tool is in contact, for how much duration actually that the tool is in contact with the workpiece material. Okay, so we can easily calculate the tool life. Okay, what are the factors which we can say that that will affect the tool life? Anyone? Amit Gaikwad. What are the factors that will affect the tool life? Amit, I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What are the say different kinds of the factors so that will affect the tool life? Anyone would like to answer this particular the question?
Sir, material of the tool, material of the
Property.
sir.
Yes, correct. So we can consider the factors affecting such as cutting speed is there. Yes, Mayur, correct. Cutting speed is there, feed is there, depth of cut is there, use of the coolant, appropriate coolant or the cutting fluid is there. Okay. Then tool material is also there. Then workpiece material is also there. Okay. So any problem regarding the screen or the audio?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So as we know, these are the so many factors which will affect the tool life. Okay. And as we know, again, the important parameters such as the speed is there. Speed is nothing but what it is the workpiece which is continuously rotate about its axis, whatever the kind of the number of RPMs are there. That is what is the speed is there. Feed is what? Can you define the feed? Anyone? Now see, these are the simple terms which everyone must know, because once we understand this particular the simple term in the machining environment, so it will be easy to understand. Speed, feed, depth of cut. Okay. So what about the feed? Anyone?
Distance traveled during one revolution of tools.
Okay, correct. Aditya also mentioned in the chat box, so it is also right. So when we consider the feed is nothing but it is an advancement of the tool against the rotating workpiece. Okay. So when we are providing the distance, whatever the definition which is said, that is also correct. So simply you can define the feed is nothing but it is an advancement of tool against the rotating workpiece. That is the simple definition of the feed. Speed, feed, depth of cut, as we know. Depth of cut is what? The amount of the material we want to remove from the workpiece material in a one single working stroke. That is nothing but a depth of cut. We can calculate, suppose a 50 mm diameter of the workpiece material is there and we want to convert that 50 mm diameter into 40 mm. Okay. So within a one working stroke, it is not possible to take a 5 mm depth of cut. So gradually we are increasing the depth of cut. Okay. So first we are suppose taking the 1 mm depth of cut. Okay. Then we are removing the material and then again we are measuring that how much is the diameter which is to be there. Correct. So that is the simple definitions are there. So we must know speed, feed, depth of cut, then Taylor's tool life equation, tool life, then factors affecting the tool life. Okay. So please wait for some time so that I can mark your attendance. Okay. So please wait.